Hey, what's going on, friend? Juan Pablo here, the People's Mentor for 100% Finance. Now, this is the final video in our series of the cash flow cycle, the close, in which we get into a lot of particulars about property management, about reviewing the HUD to make sure it's accurate, making sure you have your money together to close, the whole 9 yards. All right? Now, without further ado, I want you to watch the screen share in which I provide the nitty-gritty, the details of what we perform in our multi-unit acquisition program. However, if you haven't seen the first 3 videos in this series, Find the Money, Find the Deal, Perform Due Diligence, I want you to watch those first, okay? Watch them in sequential orders. But if you already watched those, excellent, you're doing a great job. So let's get into the screen share now so I can talk about the close. Hey, welcome back, my friend. Now we're on phase 4, closing the deal. We're in the last stretch of the acquisition process to the point where you're about to close and have property management manage your property. So the following steps start phase 4, which will begin the closing and the property manager process. So the first thing we want to do is the map agent, which is the buyer's agent, reach out to the lender to order the appraisal. So typically, once we're finished with the last stretch of getting you approved for the mortgage, that's called the mortgage commitment letter, that process, your agent, the map agent, will make sure we request an appraisal to come through. Now, the lender will need the okay from the underwriter. The underwriter is the person who does due diligence on the deal as well as the buyer, just to make sure that they're good to go to close on the loan. And they schedule the appraisal and make sure it gets performed. Now, also, while this is happening, the buyer's agent also reaches out to the settlement company, also known as the closing company, to confirm that the title work is completed, meaning there's no liens, there's no encumbrances on the title, good to go to move forward with closing. However, if the title work is not complete, and there may be a reason for delay, and so our map agent will request that information. If the reason for delay is due to the seller's unpaid liens, such as the seller didn't pay a mechanics lien or the second mortgage, liens are just pretty much undue debt that's due to other parties as a result of the seller just not paying it, right? So if that's the case, the seller has liens, then we must inform the listing agent and request a closing extension for about a week's time after the projected date of the solution of the lien. Meaning, hey, seller, you have several liens on this property. We're going to have to extend the closing back a week so that you can get these liens satisfied, get them resolved. All right, and once you get them resolved, please send us proof so we can move forward with the closing. Okay. Now, by this time, you should also receive the appraisal report. And the appraisal price comes back lower than the purchase price. Then see the appraisal contingency in which you've signed in the beginning in regard to when you sign your contract in phase 2. Again, if the appraisal comes back lower than the purchase price, the seller must lower the purchase price or we back out of the deal. Okay. Now, the buyer's agent receives the commitment letter from the mortgage lender. Hooray, you're almost there. You got approved for the mortgage. And maybe a verbal okay from the lender. Sometimes we may receive a document, or the lender might just send the email out saying, hey, this client is good to go with the mortgage. The buyer's agent will request the HUD or the settlement statement, which basically is a document that shows a few things about closing, which I'll get into, such as how much money you got to bring to the table, rent proration, and so forth, which I'm about to get into in a few moments. Just hold tight, okay? So the buyer's agent will review the HUD for accuracy. They'll review the following: make sure the purchase price is right, the repair credits are on there, or even the financial credits if we're able to negotiate that. Security deposits, because you're buying the property occupied. So if tenants are in there, you should get a credit for the security deposit, and the same thing for the rent. If the property's occupied and you close, part of that month's rent is yours. So that's what we call cash flowing day one of closing. Also, the loan origination points are accurate, just to make sure the lender doesn't charge too much, right? And we agreed upon it, a certain point. A point is 1% of the amount of money you borrow. That's how a mortgage company gets paid. They charge points, okay? So it's fair game. You know, they did a great job providing with the loan. They got to get paid as well. And the agent also verifies that the title fee is accurate, meaning all the fees that's on the settlement statement, the HUD, in other words, is accurate, okay? We review that and provide you with it. Now, if there's any inaccuracies, of course, we talk to the closing attorney to get those things corrected. Now, we have another call. This is the 6th call to the map client. The buyer's agent presents the final HUD to the client and informs the MAP client of the total amount of money needed at the closing table, meaning, hey, this is the purchase price you need. These are the credits. Here's the addendum assigned. The appraisal amount came through good to go on closing. You confirm that you have the available capital for closing. So that's important too. If you know that you got to bring $48,000 to the closing table, make sure you have that money liquid, so that way you can close on a timely fashion. That just screams unprofessionalism 101 if it comes to closing and you don't have your money together. Especially we keep following up with you. As you see, we have all these calls. We're making sure that you're doing your part. So you definitely want to carry yourself as a professional and have your capital liquid. Got it? Now, next thing the agent does is make sure the MAP client's closing instructions are included, meaning, hey, MAP client, how do you want to close? You want to close in person, shake some hands, rub some elbows, build rapport, see the market, get a taste of the land, get a view of the land per se, or would you rather just do it remotely? Sign on some documents, FedEx or UPS your documents, notarize it, easy peasy. But the choice is yours. So the buyer's agent coordinates closing with all parties, and we normally like to close within the first 5 days of the month, so you get the maximum reparations possible. So we also coordinate the closing with multiple people. So of course, you, the MAP agent, need to know the closing date, but so does the seller. So do all the agents, the buyer's agents and the seller's agents. The agents represent the buyer and the seller. In other words, the lender knows the closing date. The production team, we want to make sure that we capture this information if you're in closing person. If not, no worries, we may do a Zoom call with you. We also go over property management. Say, hey, do you want to manage it yourself or have someone else do it? You manage it yourself? Great, you can do it. Just let us know. But hey, if you need some help, you want to see some property management companies that we at 100% Finance vetted, then by all means, here's our list of property managers you can use. But the choice is ultimately yours. The closing date, if you arrive in person, excellent, we'll be happy for you. If you close remote, as I shared, no worries. Get it notarized, sign electronically, and send over the originals FedEx or UPS. Then we do a 7 call. The acquisition coordinator performs the graduation orientation, and then the last call we do with you is to say congratulations. We'd like you to extend the invitation to return. Now, some of this language sounds kind of confusing to you. As I shared, this is the 4th installment of the series, so make sure you watch videos 1, 2, 3, and then 4 sequential order. Place comments below the video if you happen to have any questions or concerns. By all means, if this interests you or you have additional questions, apply. Just go to our website, 100%finance.com, click on the MAP app, apply, because we'll love to have you in our program. All right, and that wraps it up, guys, for the 4 phases in which we have outlined process by process in our online platform called Trainual, which is a great tool that we use to keep our SOPs, standard operating procedures, in place so you can get a quality service, time in and time out. Peace. Hey, there you have it, my friend. You've watched all 4 videos about the cash flow cycle in which we expound upon our system that we use for ourselves and for our clients. Now, if you're interested in getting some cash flow in your pocket via multi-unit properties, we would love to help. We have a done-for-you service. It's called the MAP. It stands for the Multi-Unit Acquisition Program, in which we do all the legwork to find you a deal so that you can close on it and get that cash flow, baby. Now, if you haven't done so already, fill out the MAP app, and our goal for you is to say goodbye to the 9 to 5. And to do so, on average, it takes you about 2 multi-unit deals a year. Every 6 months, buy multi-unit property. And we have the resources, whether that's capital, whether that's credit, to be able to help you out in your quest to becoming financially independent. All right, guys, so as always, this is to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately, and if you have that burn desire, as I talked about in video 1, take action. Peace.